Hi, my name is Julie Lynch. I'm a librarian in the Northside Neighborhood History Collection at the Conrad Sulzer Regional Library. I'd like to encourage you to read this fall's One Book, One Chicago selection, Exit West by Mohsin Hamid, a fascinating tale about migration. In this episode of Beyond Borders in the Archives, I'd like to highlight the Forced Migration Photovoice Project collection. This collection was created by people who were forced to leave their home countries due to war, persecution, or violence. Some people came to Chicago through a refugee resettlement program. Others sought political asylum. The 49 people who participated in this project share photos and heartfelt stories about starting over and beginning a new life here in Chicago. This collection is archived at Sulzer and is housed with a collection that we have since the 1870s about immigrants coming to this area. The Forced Migration Photovoice Project started in 2013, and it contributes to the history of migration to Chicago from contemporary residents who represent over 25 different countries. This project is a partnership between Heartland Alliance, Refugee and Immigrant Community Services, Heartland Alliance Marjorie Kovler Center, and the Chicago Public Library, Sulzer Regional Library. It is generously funded through the Hoellen Family Foundation through the Chicago Public Library Foundation. And what's unique about this collection is that we get to hear firsthand from people who were forced to flee their home country about adjusting to a new life here in Chicago. And now I'd like to share excerpts from 6 of these photographers' stories. And I encourage you to come to Sulzer to read the whole stories and explore the rest of the collection. In this first photo, Mario writes about the similarities and differences between Chicago and his hometown of Santiago, Chile. He called this photo Chicago at Night, colorful reflection of the city in the Chicago River. He tells us, "The water gives me peace and tranquility, the lights and the reflection in the river symbolizing that there is life at night, and it will be there at the following day. The boats and the flow of the water means that there is also movement, life. The marvelous colors reflecting in the river give me hope in searching for a better life." In the next photo, Davy called this one My Shelter, and he writes, "Gazing at this lone boat without a captain on a wide sunny beach that so closely resembles the beaches of my home country, I sense a loss of choice and possibility. I feel like the future is uncertain, but also nourished by a ton of hope." Karima calls her photograph Never Lose Hope. She writes, "When I came to Chicago from Rwanda in the winter, I did not see any flowers. I did not know what was under the snow. When spring came, I saw the flowers growing up." She closes her essay by saying, "I feel like the flowers represent my life and remind me to never lose hope." Next is Marianne. She writes, "In Somalia, we had farms and we were always busy outside, taking care of our animals and property." In her photograph called A Morning Walk, she says, "I chose this photo because walking is what I do with my sister every single day. It is so important for us to get out of the apartment and just walk. It makes us feel better if we are feeling tired or sad, even if the weather is bad." Masood's photo is called 4 Years, and he writes, "I saw 2 people paddleboarding far away from the shore, and it reminded me of my childhood, playing, swimming, and fishing with my brother in the Persian Gulf, where I grew up. My brother and I spent many hours together doing what we loved most, being around the water." He ends his essay by saying, "I hope I will be able to see my brother and my family again." And last, Mirla writes her photograph she called One with Chicago, and she says, "I feel that I have finally integrated. One with Chicago for a better future for all that includes immigrants." If you're interested in learning more about Chicagoans' experiences of forced migration, come to Sulzer Regional Library, the Northside Neighborhood History Collection, make an appointment, and view the Forced Migration Photovoice project.